Oh, welcome to Hockey on the Hip podcast, episode
Play the whole
159.
song.
Yeah, right.
Passes at Metlife. I was going to
waiting
play it. For some reason, it was not going over right away, and I was thinking about calling
That's
Samu. See, once again, I throw it off my game. It's not going to be a clean intro. But I'm your host, Bill Dean. Of course, we are
Your zone,
two co-hosts.
your zone entries are always
It's
questionable
bad.
anyway.
It's really bad. Yeah. Trim, and obviously that's Shorts Guy because he is the one that always gives me the most grief. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Apple Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. We are of Primetime Radio, courtesy of Samu. I'm behind the glass, of course, messing everything up as I normally do. Gentlemen, what are we drinking?
Go ahead, Shmim. You start.
You want me to go first? Well,
Go first.
I'm still, getting beer from the maybe pile. I don't know what the hell. I have I have
The maybe
here.
pile.
I'm drinking a Yingling Hershey Porter. I am
I'll tell you
scraping
what,
the bottom. I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel here. All right.
Do you just go to
I
people's
enjoy
houses
them.
and ask for whatever beer
This
they
is like-
have that
this
they
is
don't
the only
want, and
thing
you
in
just
the
take it?
fridge. Pretty much. So this is what I'm going with right now. This is all I got.
I love it.
I actually enjoy that one, Shmim.
They're
It's
actually not that
it's
bad.
pretty
I was
good.
surprised.
Yeah, it's
I do.
enjoyable.
I like it too.
I'm not crazy about porters, but this is actually not too bad.
That it actually has the Hershey's chocolate in it, and you could taste that. That's why I think
You
it's
can taste
it's
Yeah.
Yes,
it's definitely a better.
So that's it's
version.
tolerable.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. There's really only one porter that the three of us like, and that's Bert.
Oh,
Which is
come on.
questionable.
I
know it's
don't
questionable.
know.
Doing that much.
I don't know if I want to go that far.
Brett, we love you.
All right. Yes,
I mean, I
we
should
do.
said Megan, we love you, not Brett.
Yeah,
Megan
it's true.
And
Yes.
Christian.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So I am. I am actually. I hate to do this, but I have to take a beer break after this week. So I'll be having some high quality H2O next week. But my last
water.
beer for 2 weeks is an Ann Crew Brew in celebration of
Yeah.
everything
I
we
love
pulled
it.
off on Saturday. So
Yeah, we'll
thank
get
you
into
again
that
to
in a minute.
Brian of Departed
Very
Souls
good.
for helping us brew this, and it's very tasty.
Yeah. Awesome beer. They do a fantastic job with that. So, we'll get obviously more of that stuff, but
Yeah.
I'm doing with Magnify Green Apple Sugar, which is a smoothie sour IPA. Smoothie sour ale. Sorry.
Okay. Smoothie sour.
So
ale,
no
not
lactose,
bad.
but it does have
Stinking
apple in it,
lactose.
which is pretty cool. Green Apple Jolly Rancher candy. Roll the can. Yeah, so not bad.
Okay.
All right. Not bad.
Trim, just quickly, congrats. You're moving to a penthouse in New York City. That's absolutely crazy.
Isn't that
I didn't
crazy?
realize you were that loaded.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But
I hide it well.
good for you and Cynthia. Very happy for you guys. You said what was it? Like 10th? 8th and what was that? Madison? Somewhere around there.
Somewhere
Yeah,
around there.
All right, let's know what's on tap for today's episode. Here's our weekly snapshot. I don't know if you guys know, but the masses flooded to MetLife this past weekend.
Oh yeah, big time.
You had the lovely Devils and Flyers, two teams that everyone loves to hate, in the first game on Saturday, and then you had the Rangers, and I guess not really. No, everyone hates the Islanders, so just the Rangers and the team that everyone hates, and the Islanders coming to MetLife in the matinee Sunday 3 p.m. Really started at 4 p.m. I don't understand how they do that stuff, but whatever.
I've got my own things
it was
about
sun.
that. So
Well, they say because of the sun. And have we not realized, or have we not learned our lesson? What happens when you bring an outdoor game to a place that's very sunny? I mean, it happened in Lake Tahoe where they had to postpone the game. So, just have that as your thought. But anyways, I digress.
They need to play in a dome on artificial turf.
Yeah, they should. Artificial ice.
Now,
Actually, that'd be really
Artificial.
funny to see how an NHL team adapts to playing a game on artificial ice.
that would be interesting. Very,
It
very
would.
interesting.
Pretty interesting.
That'd be cool. I want to see that.
One person would get hurt and they'd never do it again.
I know.
Yeah, pretty
basically.
much. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I mean, listen, they had 70,000 at the Devils, and Philadelphia Flyers. I think about 40,000 of that was concert goers. 20,000 was Philly fans, and 10,000 was Devil fans. But it was very impressive. The showing that those two teams put together. I was waiting for Shorts guy to give me the look. And then you had 80,000 at the Rangers Islanders game, which was had to have been 75% Rangers fans. The pops were crazy. Both games, the pops were crazy, but it was awesome games. Obviously, you guys going up really early, kind of just sticking it to Flyers, which I like, even though I don't want you to win. I do like you sticking to the Flyers. While on the other side, the Rangers it was the tale of two, distinct
Oh my
games.
gosh.
They got their asses handed to them in the first period. They looked so terrible, and really into the second. Then, it kind of changed. Igor doesn't allow up a goal. Some people are saying the sun was directly in his eyes. I don't know, but he didn't look great. The team didn't look great in front of him for that first, couple periods. But then the third, they just smacked the Islanders around. And I know Islanders fans are going to, be sour about the Mayfield trip and whatever. But they got a clear goal on a high stick off of, Ryan Lindgren, which led to their fifth goal, which should not have happened. Should have been a penalty. So they can't complain about the referees. But Rangers getting 3 power play goals. They just... they did everything they could to make it entertaining, and that overtime winner, Panarin, about 10 seconds in, was just fantastic. I'm in the crowd. Shorts guy, you're in the crowd, on Saturday, and it was electric. It is, and that's the reason you have these games in the outdoors, or rinks at some teams. So it's not. I mean, the hockey was good this weekend. First and foremost,
it's not always
really
good.
Hockey.
It's not always
true,
good, but it was weekend.
But it's not made. These games are not made. Unfortunately, they're not made for the masses, right? They're made for the local fans, and you could see how much it meant to those teams and those players and the fans themselves to be there. And that's why these games continue to happen, and they're fun for the people that get to go for it. And I can understand why people are like, "Oh, hey, it's always an outdoor game." Blah 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 blah. It's fun in person. It's a fantastic event to watch when the games are good. Obviously.
Yeah, it is. It just, I mean, just being there. I don't know what it was like, or what time did you get there, Billy Dean, when you went?
So I got there. We got there at 12. Well, we left at 12. Got there around 12:30, 12:45. We did. My brothers and sisters went tailgating. I actually got club seats, so I got food and stuff inside.
Whoa.
We had some nice tickets. So I'm not gonna.
You sound like Sam Wu. You sound, and I'll explain that later. But you sound like Sam Wu at these outdoor events.
In between periods, I was enjoying myself inside, not having to worry about freezing my cojones off, which was really nice. And beer and so we were enjoying ourselves. But people, my brothers, AJ, football primetime was out there enjoying himself, some tailgating, doing shots and stuff, and just the atmospheres in general were just fantastic.
Man, you really missed a good time in the parking lot. I know for us, we got there about.
I heard it was good.
We got there about 12:30.
Let's hear it. I want to hear about the tailgate. Let's go.
All right, we got there about 12:30 in the afternoon. Set up for Let's Go Devils, and I had to break down because of security there. Lame.
Oh, really?
Oh, man, Metlife is just atrocious. So anyway, we select our new spot. We get all set up.
Where did you set up that they moved you?
We were they let us into the parking lot early, and then we found out that they weren't supposed to let us into the parking lot early. We're looking at, and at least the guy that came up to talk to us. Exactly. Yeah. But the guy that came up and talked to us, he wasn't a dick about it. He's just like, guys, I'm tried to let them let you stay, but they're telling me. So anyway, long story short, Samu and I have to drive out to drive back in. It sucked. Beer Baron and Vinny Parisi and Vinny's girlfriend Katie got us a new spot. We went and we set up. So once that was over, we got set up. It was actually probably a little bit of a better spot. And the tailgate was just so. As a Ranger fan, you're not used to the tailgates, and that's not a slight against you or your team. But for a long part of Devils history,
yeah.
Well, you're used to Jets ones, but for a long part of Devils history, we tailgated pretty religiously for these games, and all the time. Like we were getting there for games at 5 p.m. for 7 o'clock start at Continental.
Also, I didn't realize that Continental's still there. I thought they tore that thing down. It's still
a sound studio.
High.
It's a
Yeah.
sound studio now. So anyway, we had a lot of guys that showed up out of the woodwork from our old section in 218 at the Meadowlands.
Nice.
Durango Steve, who's a friend of the podcast, set up this whole giant tent for us, blocking the wind. He had a fire pit. He had a grill.
Jesus Christ.
It was pretty wild. We wound up we were live. We were live for over 3.5 hours in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's
pretty
And
awesome.
we had Sam Kassan, Ryan Novinsky. Who else was
a
there?
lot of guys. Yeah.
Someone else. Nick Villano was there. I was there. It was the first time that we had everyone from the Let's Go Devils podcast family there. Me, Vinny. It was great to meet Vinny for the first time after being on a podcast with him for over a year.
Horrible takes.
And then
horrible takes from Parise.
But anyway, going into the game, it was just like you said. It's the atmosphere is something else for this game. I think that the NHL did this one right. It was very well done. It was very well put together. I want to say one of the coolest things was having Gaslight Anthem there to play Howl live when the Devils scored, which was so rad. Like
cool.
whenever the Devils scored, you just saw them scrambling to their instruments and then kicking right into it. It was so cool. It was definitely really, really rad. And we got to hear
it for the Ranger game too beforehand.
It was in between periods. It wasn't like we had to bring the Jonas Brothers in to get fans in the seats. They had some AJR bullshit. I don't even know. I will say, Short Sky. Hold on. I will say that there were people that left after the concert because you could see they had a camera on of the entire time from the concert and then to starting it, and people left. So there were people that clearly went just for Jonas Brothers to then leave, which is crazy in its own right, just crazy. But
it's stupid to me. If people were doing that, that's stupid to me. It was still, it was the seats were pretty full from our vantage point, which we've been giving Sam Wu a lot of shit for because he is never allowed to buy tickets for us as a group again because our seats were so high up that Scotty, Vinny, and I all had altitude sickness, and we watched the helicopters fly below us, as we were sitting up there. But we were there, and I did watch your game yesterday, and I finally today got to rewatch our game. Yep. And a couple things that strike me, I think at night the games look so much better. I think under the lights at night the games look so much better. And I think that the NHL is stupid for not having already figured out what the sun glare situation was going to be at Giant Stadium. It's like you had a week, at least a full week with that rink on the ice. You're telling me you're not having someone that's in that stadium and on that ice,
not knowing what is good and bad.
3 o'clock, on the sunniest days of the week, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
Yep.
Like you would think that this is like you said. They had this problem in Lake Tahoe. You would think by now they'd be like, all right, well, you know what? No more day games if it's no more day games. Let's just do 4 o'clock. And you would think that they would have a knowledge of where the sun is in these situations in these stadiums. But they don't. It's to me it was so stupid. And we had Chico Resch on Saturday night, and he had brought up like, would you guys rather the night game or the day game? I'll tell you what, I'd rather the night game. Just from being there, it was a lot more fun. And just on TV, aesthetically, it looked so much better.
I don't know why they don't do it at like 6 o'clock or something. Why do they have to do everything at 4 o'clock?
It makes more sense.
It's so, take that element like out of the equation completely.
Yeah.
You know, I think what you said, like 4 o'clock, you could definitely tell that the glare from the ice was an issue for Schuster. He said, he didn't want to just get it, but a lot of people were saying that, there was some bad glare. And I think Sorokin even kind of hinted at that when he changed sides because he had allowed a goal that, he thought maybe he should have had. But then as you got to like that 5 o'clock hour, you could see that the sun was off the ice and it looked a lot better.
Yeah.
I think that 5 o'clock time is almost perfect.
It's not like they set the rink up Saturday morning.
Yeah, no, I know.
That rink was
there for a while.
Yeah,
I don't know
for days, even before the ice is laid down. Like when you have the markers on the field, knowing where the rink is going to be, like you should be able to sit and tell, like, well, that really sucks for Sun Glare. It looks like it's going to suck for Sun Glare. So yeah, why not just schedule the games for 8 and 6? Just makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
But we're not. Again, we're using common sense. The NHL does not.
I
use
don't understand
common
how they can't do that. Like how no one has the forethought. And we have 4 drunk idiots can talk about that and figure it out real easy. It's amazing, and I know
So
some
we
people
know
that
we realize the sun is bright. NHL doesn't.
Sun
I
makes
guess. I don't know.
the sun makes ice melt.
You sure are. You sure are
yeah.
doing your job today, Mr. Sun.
SMRT.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, so we obviously have 2 fantastic games. The weekend was just ripe with hockey and getting everybody out there, kind of enjoying, the sights and the sounds. Did you like? And I know we're obviously we're more broad, but just the games were such a big thing. Did you like the pumped-in noises that they had of the loudspeaker of the actual ice? Like you could hear the skating and I didn't like that either. Right?
No,
I didn't like it.
I noticed it. I noticed it more because I snuck down to the lower level for the third period. I noticed it more there.
Yeah, I was on my last show.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
There you are.
I thought that the sound system overall sounded terrible. I could hardly hear Adam Hamway, who's our announcer. I could hardly hear Nico drop the F-bomb. I didn't even know that happened until well afterwards because I could hardly hear because the sound system was so terrible. But I didn't like that pumped in sound or like that. It wasn't that it was pumped in. It was enhanced sound because they were just from the mic. They were just playing what the microphones were picking up. They didn't have to do that. Like it almost seems like that they were sort of playing to a non-hockey audience in both of those games.
You can, I guess, because you can hear, right, when you're in an arena, you can hear that sounds a lot better when the crowd's not, roaring, right? And I guess they wanted that effect. I just didn't think it was necessary because you could also tell that it was delayed a little bit. Where
they overdid it. Like
they did.
Oh no, it definitely was.
Yeah, they did overdo it.
Yeah, the volume was up too high.
That was probably one of the negatives. That was one of the few negatives of what the league did.
Oh, and I mean, it was. I didn't like the park atmosphere. You could tell me if I didn't really care, but the people were always during play. They're out swinging hula hoops and stuff. I was like, if you were someone on the side that was sitting lower, the people you didn't see the people in the hula hoops.
There were no hula hoops at our game. No, we just had we had NJ Devil. We had NJ Devil and Gritty chasing each other around.
Yeah,
that was awesome. That was really. They really did with that. They really did well with that. NJ Devil and Gritty were going at it all night long, and that was entertaining as all hell.
Gritty's already, I think, the best mascot in all of sports.
I think I would love to love Gritty, but he's the Flyers mascot.
He's the Flyers. Yeah.
I can't. I want to love Gritty, but he's the Flyers mascot, so it's just
he is fantastic. Just all the antics he does, and like he went in that the breaking stage thing and was just smashing plates and stuff because Flyers thinking.
At one point, so they had NJ Devil running with Gritty's jersey and Gritty running naked on the around the field. But then at the end of the game, they had 3 what were supposed to be 3 suited up black sunglasses security detail around Gritty for the rest of the game. With like these stupid orange fuzzy headphones on or earmuffs, whatever you want to call them. It was pretty damn funny. So that was we didn't have any hula hoops. We just had our mascots running after each other.
No, they had people with hula hoops, people walking around, people biking around, a woman with a fake stroller. They made it look like a park scene with like regular people just walking around during the daytime.
Yeah.
But the thing that was annoying is during play, I mean, they paid actors to just act like they're at a park. But like if I was one of those people that are down low and you have a hard time seeing in general because those seats that are near the end zone are basically worthless. You can only just see the glass. If someone's swinging their hula hoop like this up and down, I'd be pissed off if you have to worry about seeing that. But anyways,
we had none of that. None of that.
You had Matt Rempe making his NHL debut for the Rangers.
First time ever.
Yep, that a guy made his debut in the winter in an outdoor game. He fights Matt Martin, which Matt Martin's a tough customer. And he came out there, and I'd heard the story that obviously his dad had passed away 6 years to the day
Mm-hmm.
on the 18th.
Oh wow.
So it was a big day for him, his family, and stuff. And
Good
got
for him.
out there, and he
Glad he
did the
was
lap before
able to
everybody
get in
gets
there.
out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
That is cool.
So really cool. And this kid is a monster. He's 6'8.5". Like, he's a big dude. Him and Edstrom are like, I think, the two tallest line mates in the league. One's 6'7", one's 6'8.5".
Yeah, that was a pretty.
He's fun to watch.
He's 6'8" and he's a forward.
6'8.5", yeah. And then Edstrom is
Jesus
6'7".
Christ.
They're both forwards.
Jesus
They
Christ.
actually, so Schwim, they had a photo of him and Edstrom sitting next to Gaudreau, and Gaudreau looked like a midget.
He already
and
does.
Gaudreau's
But yeah,
6'2".
even more so. Oh,
No,
you're
Gaudreau's
talking about
6'2".
yeah.
Oh no, not Gaudreau. Yeah, not Johnny Gaudreau.
Yeah, I was thinking
I'm
of
talking about
Johnny Hockey. Yeah,
Barclay.
I forgot. Jesus.
Yeah, so it's funny. I'll show you. I'll send the photo. But obviously, a great game. Great for the fans to come out and see. And once again, it's meant for the home crowds, the home stadiums, to have these people in attendance. Ray Leo, you're such a hater, Billy. I have to do it. It's funny. How does the NHL build off this? I don't have much faith in Bettman. I think that they just continue to do stuff like this for the local fans. I think it's the Winter Classic that they have to up the ante. That's where I think they need to change it. You could do those Stadium Series games.
Series, we're actually getting kind of different teams every so often. We're seeing different people outside. But the Winter Classic, I feel like it's the same teams almost every year.
So you mean it's just going to be Blackhawks versus Penguins for the next 18 years?
With Blackhawks, it's going to be the friggin' Bruins. It's going to be the Pens. That's it.
I don't.
Blackhawks,
I mean,
Bruins,
Short Guy,
Pens.
you weren't on. You weren't on last week, I don't think. Right? Who wasn't on? Was Schwimmer or Short Guy wasn't on last week?
Was I out last week? Oh yeah,
I think you were.
I was gone.
Yeah, I had my hot take. I hate Connor Bedard with a passion now, and it's strictly because of the NHL and the Blackhawks that I don't want. I want this kid to just fall flat on his face because of all the bullshit that they are spewing, and making him the face of the league. And I understand McDavid's not, the greatest human being, but
this game's over.
You just don't seem.
Go ahead.
But you just.
They get smoked by one team and then they come out and play even worse. I don't know how that's possible.
Oh my God, Florida Schwim 9-2.
Yeah, that game was awful. Holy hell!
Wow, you guys got spanked. And today, did you see the game 10-7 with Vancouver and Minnesota?
That was wild.
We'll talk about that. 3 hat tricks. I have a couple stats from that one, which is craziness. But there are some really good.
They're playing so good, and now they look like fucking garbage. Especially, and Cynthia's happy about this. I can see her cheering with my peripherals.
Ray did ask
the Stadium Series. Keep this up.
Does the Stadium Series get MetLife a Winter Classic? And I do think so. It won't be for a little while. I'd say we're looking at 4 to 5 years down the road.
A Winter Classic at MetLife is so difficult. They would have to work with the NFL and scheduling. You've got 2 teams because you have 2 teams. So now that the NFL has their weeks, what is it? Week technically, I guess 17 or 18 is the final week of the season. Yeah. Now that is after New Year's, you would have to have the Giants and Jets both playing away for the whatever the 2 weekends are before, and basically, and you would have to have the stadium be able to be back to football shape in the inevitable
next following week. Yeah, no, that does make a lot of sense. I didn't think about that because they did it obviously at Citi Field and Yankee Stadium, and those are baseball stadiums. They don't house football teams. Yeah, no, it's a good point. I didn't think about that.
But MetLife is really the best venue for it in the area. If they're going to do like a Winter Classic, like a Devil Ranger Winter Classic, a Devil Ranger Winter Classic, I think would be at MetLife would be pretty intense. But again, they would have to make sure that they were working with the NFL to make sure that. I mean, let's
2 weeks.
2026. I mean, 2026. Looking ahead, I know it's a little bit far away, but if that final NFL regular season weekend is going to be the New Year's Day weekend, then they would have to make sure that the Jets and Giants were both away.
You can have a playoff game.
my guess is the Jets and Giants would have to be away Christmas weekend and New Year's weekend, and then have to have that field ready just in case either of those two teams, which we know both of our teams probably won't be in the playoffs for a while. But again, they would have to be
Rangers. Jets might be next year if Aaron Rodgers. We'll be talking about that in football prime time.
That's different. But again, it would. I don't know how long it takes them to pack all this stuff up, but they would have to be packed up and that field be back to football shape for the for that first next weekend of January. So that would be tough. It would be great. I would love it. I would go. I would even go if it was Rangers and someone else. I would go to a Winter Classic if it was in my backyard. I would just go there to boo and cheer on the other team, whoever the hell that was.
Yeah.
Just like I know you'd probably go to a Winter Classic if it was Devils versus someone else. But we all know if there's going to be a Winter Classic, it's got to be Devils Rangers.
I wouldn't do it just because I don't want to pay that price. But yeah, I'd definitely root against you guys.
Yeah, and I'd root against you. But I really think that would be the matchup it would have to be.
Yeah,
it can't be.
I mean, the worst part
Islanders.
is the Rangers are 5-0 in outdoor games, and they're all away, which is the worst thing because obviously MSG they can't get rid of the home
That's
game.
your tax deal. That's your tax deal.
It's so dumb.
But it's technically
we're 5-0. 5-0 on road games.
Did you hear
what? It's basically a home game every time the Rangers play.
Oh, shut up.
I mean, Philly was the only time it wasn't because they actually go to their buildings. But
yeah, shut up, Dean. It's not my fault. It's not our fault that your illustrious owner, James Dolan, who's screwed up my internet service, overcharges for the suits. Well, I doubt it. He'll find someone.
Hopefully, Harvey Weinstein brings him down. That's all I'm hoping.
No.
I did like so Flyers come out obviously in Rocky. Very, you figured. You see the Devils and Sopranos.
Fictional. Yep, that was great.
You had the Rangers obviously with the FDNY, NYPD. They came in on the actual fire trucks, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Islanders Lou just mismanages and
Lou.
he doesn't let them do anything, and they come in suits and just. The Islanders look,
but again,
boring, yeah.
but what could the Islanders possibly even do?
I don't know. They could have done something fun. Like everybody else came and did something. Like the Rangers wore the jerseys from the FDNY NYPD hockey. Like that's interesting, right?
They could have come dressed as fishermen.
That would be funny. That would have been good. The fish sticks, they all come as fish sticks. I mean, fantastic.
Yeah, that would be about it.
The orange ponchos or whatever.
Oh yeah,
the orange.
that would have been great.
Oh my god, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, going up
that'd be fantastic.
Yeah. No. I love Lou. Lou did a lot for our team, but man, he is a no fun zone when it comes to some things. He's so old school. He's a no fun zone at times.
All right, let's get some other stuff from this past week. Penguins raising Yager's number 68 up to the rafters. So you see the photo, right? And it's Yager, Marla Lemieux, Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin. Mm-hmm. And Vinny Parisi had this take. Is there a more set in stone final like Mount Rushmore of 4 guys for a team? Like, can anybody else say that, like, these are these are hands down the 4 best that we have? If you guys understand what my question is.
Yeah. I wish Steven was here for this.
And my only thing is, is Malkin
an argument for Ronnie Francis?
I was thinking that
say.
I was thinking
is
Ronnie
Malkin
Francis would have to be
a set in stone Mount Rushmore guy?
I don't know.
What about Coffey?
Well, Coffey also played Edmonton, so he played for multiple teams. So I think you're trying to find someone that's played. My question was: is it Letang or Marc-Andre Fleury?
Man,
I don't know. So I'm a big Ronnie Francis fan.
We'll talk to Steven about it.
Yeah, let's pose that one to Steven next week when he's not at camp.
But
he's not at camp
for
anymore.
everything. Yeah, Camp Granada. That was great when I got his messages. Is there a team that you can solidify a Final Four easier than the Penguins? Where you're like, it's these 4 easy.
Yeah.
What about Colorado? When I think of them,
Was, Sakic,
I think
Forsberg.
Was, Sakic, Forsberg,
Yeah.
and so my other guy would be Hayduk, but I guess you could, is it Rob Blake?
Well, you're
is
not
it
including current players, right? You don't think
Oh,
McKinnon?
wait, hold on, McKinnon. Yeah, I didn't even think about. Yeah, McKinnon, right, would be your guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess if their careers ended today, it would be McKinnon. Yeah, so maybe that is a easier 4, you could say.
I think maybe. The Devils. I mean, this could be my bias, but I think the Devils are easy for a clear top 4.
I could do 3 easy on the Devils. Where's the 4th? You think Brodeur? You think
Brodeur,
Stevens,
and Danico,
Niedermeyer.
and Niedermeyer.
Danico?
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't have Danico there. Elias. Elias before Danico.
I would say Danico as just being with the Devils for as long as he did. I mean, I love Elias for what he did, but
wasn't he just as long?
No,
he was a career Devil, right?
He was a career Devil. He was a career Devil. Danico and Elias.
Yeah.
Elias and Danico. Danico was there from 1982 to 2003.
Shrim, who would you rather have, Elias or Danico?
I don't know. That's tough.
As the face of the franchise, Danico. As the face of the franchise, definitely Danico. As much as I love Elias.
Are you adding his his announcing and stuff? Because you're talking about that. You're adding that in.
Everyone thinks that Ken Danico is Mr. Devil. That's
I don't know. Maybe.
It's to me that would be the I love Elias and Elias would have an argument like we're having now, but I think as a clear top 4, Danico's got to be there.
I guess. I guess Elias should be 5, right on the edge there.
But I guess there is that debate of who would you rather have. So maybe that's where I think, it's not as easy. But yeah, okay,
it's tough.
Eventually, it's going to be
trying to look through other.
Eventually, Nico Hischier is going to be in that argument because he's one of those guys that's just he's underrated, I think, around the league. But he's one of those players that's just so solid, and he's such a good, quiet leader.
Yeah.
Very much Patrick Elias to where you kind of don't even think about him in as a top player in the league, but he is.
He's not flashy at all, but he's
no, not at all. He's
everything.
He's a complete.
I don't want to compare him to Bergeron, but Bergeron was kind of like that. Bergeron was not flashy at all, but did everything so well. He's kind of like that. I could put him in
it's kind of like
the same category,
kind of like a yin and a yang with him and Jack.
Yeah, see that. So the Bruins are actually a good one. Because you'd obviously think Esposito, you'd think of
Bobby Orr,
Seabass,
Bobby Orr,
Seabass, the GM, personnel,
Cam Neely.
Cam Neely, thank you. You think of Bobby Orr, you think of Ray Bork, you think of Zdeno Chara, Bergeron. There's a lot of guys there.
It's hard. It's tough, actually. I think that's a pretty tough
Boston's
one.
tough. Boston's tough to come up with a top 4.
Edmonton, you could go 3 easy. It's Messier, Gretzky, and McDavid. But who's the 4th?
Grant Fuhr.
Well, is it Fuhr? Is it Paul Coffey? Is it Yari Curry? Is it?
I was gonna say Yari Curry gets no love because of all.
Yeah, I mean Leon Draisaitl is gonna be up there very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Smith.
Yeah, that's a tough one too.
And we can just keep going on and on.
He would be on. You'd be on the non-Mount Rushmore top 4.
Schwim, I think your team actually.
He's on the Lightning. He's on Lightning's the Lightning's Mount Rushmore. Mike Smith.
I think Schwim's easy because it's Vinny, it's Marty.
Yeah. Yep.
It's Stammer, and then
Mike Smith,
is it Vassy? Is it Hedman? Is
Mike
it
Smith?
Cooch? Is it Mike Smith? Is it Brad Richards? Hobby Boulin? Who would you have as that 4th guy?
They're inducting Richards and Richards and Andreychuk to their Tampa Bay Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So I don't. Yeah, that's a tough one. They got some. Yeah, that'd be tough. I think it's eventually Kucherov, but
it is Stammer with those other two, right? It's Vinny, St. Louis, and Stammer definitely.
Captain. Yeah, I would say yeah, okay. and then probably Kucherov.
Your guy,
maybe not.
Your
right
guy would
now,
be Kucherov
maybe...
over Vassy.
Right now, probably yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I would say so. The way he's
Rangers
been playing lately, and
Rangers is a little tougher. Obviously,
you got a long
you
history there.
I know. You
so
have
I'm
much more history than my team.
Yeah, so it's a little tougher to get top 4, but I mean obviously Messier, I think Leach is there.
Richter,
I think. Well, I think Lundqvist is over Richter, even though he won the cup. I just think that he's a better goaltender. But then you're missing, Jean Rattel. You're missing obviously, the Gagline goal, Liam line. There's a lot of guys that aren't in that list that maybe we should.
Alex Kovalev.
So, is Kovalev the best player? When you think of talent, is he the most talented player that you never think of? I think he might be the most talented player of all time. He was that good, and you just never think of him in terms of talent because he underrated. It almost like he wasted it. Yeah. He wasted his talent by just kind of being a little lazy and stuff. But
it says
any
a lot
other players
about
you can think of like that?
All that talent.
Somebody else like that.
Because when you think of Kovalev, he was one of those guys like he could skate like the wind. He had so much, like the hands were ridiculous. He was smart. He could score, pass. He could do everything, and he just was never the guy that I think everyone thought he was going to be, including the Rangers, Penguins, the other teams can't play with.
There's someone else that's coming to mind. I just can't think of it.
I can't think of anybody else.
But, all right. So a couple other things. So obviously at Yager, the tribute, it was great. You had those 2 lines come out. A couple Yager stats, which are amazing. What was that? Oh, the mullets. Everybody coming out with the mullets was really good too. Yep. Here's a stat that I saw from Yager. To put this, so somehow forgot this, but at 43 years old, Jaromir Jagr finished 7th in Hart voting, with 7 top 3 votes in Connor McDavid's rookie year. To put this even more perspective, Jagr's final top 10 Hart Trophy finish happened in the season where he was the same age that Vinny Lecavalier and Danny Heatley are now.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
43. Yeah. He just, I mean, at 43 years old, he was still ridiculous. And they, had comparisons to, what other people did at this time. He's awesome. But then obviously because they have
multiple players right now.
Yeah. I'd love him on the Rangers.
I would.
Third liner. This was another thing because obviously then everyone, talks about it. Was Jagr the best of all time? Blah, blah, blah. So then there's a Gretzky stat that comes out. So at 28 years old, Patrick Mahomes has already won 3 Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, and 2 NFL MVPs.
Which he should have.
So ridiculous, right?
But
Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks of all time already at a young age, and he could be the best of all time when it's said and done. To put Wayne Gretzky's dominance into perspective, by the same age, 28, Gretzky already won 4 cups, 2 Conn Smythes, which is the playoff MVP, and 9 NHL MVP awards at the same age as Patrick Mahomes right now. Just the dude, I don't think anyone gives. I mean, hockey gives Wayne Gretzky the greatness that he deserves because he was. But like when you think of like the all-time best athletes, this guy's top 3. He's on the Mount Rushmore of sports superstars.
Well, yeah, there would be one from each of the 4 major sports on there.
Well, no, I don't think so. I actually don't think so. I think you'd have Pele or a soccer guy in there before you would maybe a football player.
Knock out
or a baseball player.
Yeah,
Pele. Put for baseball.
I don't even know that I would. For me, I think Wayne Gretzky's there. I think Pele is there. I think Muhammad Ali is there. And then it's finding someone else, one other person.
And Michael Jordan.
I think that those, maybe Michael Jordan, yeah.
First thing that comes to mind to me for that is Jordan Gretzky, like hands down.
Yeah.
And then the other 2 for me are more difficult to try to figure out.
Pele
did you guys ever get that? Did you ever get the Sports Illustrated where they had the for kids where they had those card cutouts where you can pull the page away and it was like cards? Did you guys ever see those?
No,
the whole
I
page
never had it.
cards?
Yeah, like it was a page where you'd rip it out and like you'd have sheets of 9, right? So there were 9 cards across.
Yeah.
And they had the
That
one
sounds
where
familiar.
Gretzky and it was Gretzky and Jordan were like Looney Tunes kind of thing, and they were teaming up together, and they had a whole like sheet of 9 together. And I have 2 of those cards, and they're actually worth a lot of money because those, back in the day, Jordan and Gretzky were the 2 guys you thought of, and they of course make Wayne Gretzky jacked. Like he's got all muscles and stuff. He was never jacked. He was just some run of the mill kind of guy. But yeah, I mean, for me, I'd have those 3 over many of the other stars, and then I think I'd probably do Jordan. Yeah, 4. That's a pretty good top 4.
Yeah,
crazy. So obviously Gretzky, I mean, Jágr, just craziness. All right, so the game from today, which ended 10-7, combined for 17 goals, which is the highest scoring game this season, thanks in part to 3 hat tricks.
Score.
Yeah. So JT Miller had a hat trick in the loss, and then Kirill Kaprizov had the empty netter, which gave him a hat trick, and then Joel Eriksson Ek had a hat trick as well. I don't think there's a better line in hockey right now than Eriksson Ek, Kaprizov, and Matt Boldy. They're playing lights out, and Minnesota's just 2 points. I think they're 2 points out of the wild card. It's the first contest to feature 3 hat tricks since 1992 when Luc Robitaille, Mike Donnelly, and Yari Curry with the LA Kings. Joel Eriksson Ek was on the ice for 12 goals in 21 minutes today. He was on the ice for 12 goals. Obviously, 4 and against.
Insane.
And
that's a plus,
the Minnesota Wild
the plus
scored,
minus. The plus minus stats.
I gotta see it.
Must be incredible.
I'm gonna look at it right now.
Take a look at the plus minus. Let me know.
It was on for goals for.
That'd be great. 7 goals against or something like that. The Minnesota Wild scored
12.
6 times. Yeah. The Minnesota Wild scored 6 times in 5 minutes and 45 seconds to erase a 3-goal deficit, make it the fastest 6-goal flurry by one team in more than 25 years. The leader is the Montreal Canadiens in 1982, Capitals in 99, and then Pittsburgh Penguins in 1972. But 6 goals in 5 minutes and 45 seconds.
Man, it's just a wild score. It's
really
a roller. It's really a roller hockey scoreline.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, Shrimp?
The worst one. No, the worst one was Quinn Hughes. He was a -3, and he had 2 assists.
Wow.
And then there was a bunch of people that were -2, -1. That was it. The worst on Minnesota was -2. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody ridiculously plus? No, not really. The highest plus was, I think, +2. Yeah. Eriksson Ek.
I figured it would be
both +2.
I forgot to add this one. A reporter for Laviolette. This was 6 points. Yeah, 3 goals to your assist, right?
3 and 3. Yep.
I forgot to ask quickly on this. Rangers, Peter Laviolette. He was asked prior to the game. He just started a question. He was like, "The New York Rangers are 4-0 in outdoor games. You're 0-3-1," and he goes, "Thank you." That was it. That's all he answered. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that.
I appreciate that one.
Tortorella would have said it. Right, thanks,
Tortorella would have been better. Yeah.
We're a little late to this shorts guy just because it feels like it's been a while. But Jack Hughes is people pay to watch me play, right? That happened. Was it Thursday or Wednesday of last week?
Against the Kings.
Thursday. Yeah, where he got angry and then you had the Kings Twitter. Obviously, you pay to watch me lose, which was very funny. Kings, that was good. And
the Kings
someone else came out with
that.
Someone else came out with winning again.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well.
They are.
Beat Pittsburgh on Jágr night, and now they beat the Devils. Did they play today too and win, or was it just yesterday?
I don't remember.
No, it was yesterday.
Have a look.
Yeah, they beat the Penguins yesterday.
And there was one other meme quickly. Jack Hughes, people pay to watch me play, and that says the people, and it's just a screenshot of the empty stadium. It's pretty funny. But shorts guy, I was getting to this. Do you think he plays better angry?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I think he plays. He has a lot of emotion in his game, and I think when he really gets going, he does play better, but it's a fine line because when he is aggravated, he tends to become a little bit loose and stupid, and that's how he's gotten hurt. That's how he got hurt the last time, I think, because he was frustrated. So I think he plays better with emotion, but he's got to really learn how to channel that into being, good versus bad. It's one of those fine line things that a young player that we've all, the three of us, Stephen included, have all gone through some things where you got to learn how to channel some things when you're on the rink, and I think he needs to do that as well at the NHL level. And obviously that quote, probably not the smartest thing to say, but the three of us know for damn well when you're on the rink, sometimes you say stupid things to people.
Yeah.
And afterwards you're like,
and
man,
people do pay to watch him play. He's electric.
Yes, they do.
Unfortunately, he's electric. Yeah.
He's not wrong. Was that the smartest thing to say? Probably not. But we've all said stupid things on the rink, myself included.
Yep.
Sometimes
Riley
to
did
you
ask,
too.
did anyone see what Torts did to the reporter who threw Kevin Hayes under the bus? Yeah, you basically told him he wasn't answering any questions. It was very good. This was from a couple weeks ago, but yeah. I like Torts for those reasons.
I love Torts. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, I do too.
I do
not a
like
great,
Torts.
not the best coach, but he's a fantastic human being.
Though.
First off,
he gets results.
Yeah, but first and foremost, he really is a good human being, and he does care about his players. So everyone that challenges that people hate him, they just don't know what they're talking about. But yeah, it is very good. I saw this stat.
He's different than like any other coach, and like people
yes.
can't handle somebody who's like a little bit different, does something different. So I love him. Obviously, I care about him because he was a huge part of our team's success back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, he won you a cup.
But
he brought us to a cup one year. He was really good for us, right?
Yep.
I saw this stat, and this after Austin Matthews scores his 49th goal, he's on pace for over 60, which is fun to. This guy is
on pace for 70.
He scored against today, right?
Yeah, I think it was 64, right, on pace. I want him to score 70. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he scored again today. So I don't know what's he at. Today was 49th, or was today 50?
I thought maybe it is 50, but he was at 49 when I saw this. Anyways, so Austin Matthews is only 76 goals away from catching Matt Sundin for the Maple Leafs franchise goals record.
Yeah.
And he's played in 449 fewer games.
That's nuts.
That's crazy.
I mean, Matt Sundin's nasty, but Matthews, you feel like he's so young still.
But you know what he'll never do in Toronto?
Win a cup.
Yeah.
You had Morgan Riley's 5-game suspension, which I think we all kind of agreed with. He did get 1 game less, but that was just a bad move.
Should have been an artist. Should have been an artist.
Yeah. Connor McDavid had the 6 assists in the Oilers win, which was crazy too. He's third in NHL scoring, McDavid. So that just shows you how he just comes back. It's crazy. Ovechkin 6-game goal scoring streak. Yep. Phil Kessel, Canucks AHL team. Did you guys see the skate he had?
Oh, with all the mismatched gear.
He was mismatched gear, but he was also just dogging it. Yeah, he was completely. He was like us skating. He was essentially what I would be, skating at an NHL rink.
They're not bringing him in for his flashy speed or skill.
No, they're not.
That's for sure.
But Kessel back in the league is always a good thing. So.
Oh yeah. I'm glad. I was actually kind of thinking that he would maybe be a decent pickup for the Devils to bring some experience to the team. That's kind of what I was hoping. And then, Vancouver went and picked him up. So if that's where he goes, that's where he goes. But yeah, I agree.
Pittsburgh could use him.
It's good to have him back in the league.
Yeah.
He's a character.
Speaking of Pittsburgh, I read that what's-his-face said Kyle Dubas after the loss to the Kings yesterday. He's like, changes are coming. So he said changes are coming. So he's going to,
I wonder if that means selling or he's bringing in. Yeah.
Maybe. I think he's going to bring in.
Well, to bring in, you got to sell.
One more quick thing with Jágr. 38.6%. Do you guys know what that number represents? 38.6%.
38.6. What could that be?
38.6. Something stupid, I guarantee it. Something stupid.
It's not
mullet.
Stupid.
It's like mullet.
Impressive.
Mullet to top hair ratio or something stupid.
that would be good. Top hair 38.6%. Yeah. All right, you give up?
Yeah.
It's the percentage of players, of all players in NHL history that have skated with or against Jaromir Jagr. 3,287 players of the 8,510 players that have appeared in at least one regular season or playoff game with an NHL team.
It's all time.
He's skated with or against all time.
Wow.
38%.
I think it could have been more if he stayed.
He played 4 decades.
I know.
I mean,
if it wasn't,
even,
think about if it wasn't for the lockout years too. Like what would have happened?
Yeah,
with
the lockouts.
What his records would have been.
There could have been other people there.
He'd be challenging Gretzky. He'd be challenging Gretzky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's like one of the greatest atrocities in the history of the NHL, right there.
And the only team of all 4 of us who he didn't play for is Schwem.
Yep, Schwem.
Yep,
poor Schwem.
I was so jacked up that one trade deadline. I thought he might come to Tampa, and he went to friggin' Florida.
Yeah,
I was
Florida
so
Panthers. Yeah. And that's when he came third. That's when he became 7th in Hart voting was that year too. So Schwem, you missed out on a Hart candidate.
Yeah, seriously.
I wonder if they tried. I wonder if they tried to
no Jagr bomb shirt for Schwem.
Yeah, no Jagr bombs.
Settle for Mike Smith bombs. Or Mike Smith.
Back to Connor McDavid versus the 2015 draft class. If Connor McDavid had never scored an NHL goal, he'd still be second in points. Marner would have 611. McDavid would just have 603 points in just assists alone. Rantanen 582, Sebastian Aho 525, Eichel 490. That draft, by the way, 2015, Marner, McDavid, Rantanen, Aho, Eichel. That's just the top 5. It still
crazy.
Goes, and it's a nasty draft.
2015 draft. I forget who we drafted.
Well, it wasn't good for the Rangers. Let's do it, and we'll actually close on this one because I am interested to see who the Devils and Rangers both got.
Looking now.
2015. So you have Connor McDavid 1, Eichel 2, Dylan Strome, Arizona Coyotes 3, Marner 4, Noah Hanifin 5. Devils, number 6, Pavel Zacha. Flyers take Ivan Provorov. Blue Jackets, Sharks take Werenski, Timo Meier. So Devils actually got a top 9 guy again.
Yeah.
Avs taking Rantanen. You had the Bruins taking Zaboral and DeBrusk, 2 great players. And also then Zach Senshin. So 3 in a row. They had
that's
those
when
3
they had
picks.
the 3 in a row. Oh yeah, they wasted all 3 of them when they could have had
all 3 of them. Because the next the next 3 guys.
Right?
Yeah, the next 3 guys.
Yeah.
Were Barzal, Connor. Let's see, was Tampa trade so Tampa Bay via the Rangers, Rangers via Tampa to the Islanders, Anthony Beauvillier. And then Tampa via Philly and Toronto, Columbus Jackets took Gabriel Carlson. So the Rangers and Tampa both had traded their picks.
Yeah, not surprising. That's all Tampa.
Not surprising at all. But yeah, Konechny, Brock Besser, Jack Roslovic, Ilya Samsonov, Joel Eriksson-Ek.
Eriksson-Ek, yeah, I was just looking at that.
Lawson Krause. I mean, and then you look at the next rounds. You got Aho, Svechnikov. You have Vince Dunn, Rupe Hintz.
No, Svechnikov was 19 overall.
Oh, this is Evgeny. This is his brother.
Oh,
that's a different Svechnikov.
Yeah. Sorry.
But in the second round, I was saying Brandon Carlo, Mackenzie Blackwood, Chernak, Rupe Hintz, Jordan Greenway, Rasmus Anderson, Vince Dunn, Siegenthaler, Shillington.
That was a good one.
Yep.
Good one eventually for us.
Let's see here. Sorelli, 3rd round.
Did we not have a second?
Your second and 3rd round picks, not bad, Schwim. Dan Vladar, Aiden Hill.
Amazing. Kucherov, 2nd round pick. Braden Point, 2nd round pick.
Yeah.
Sorelli, 3rd round pick. Palat was a 6th round pick, I think, or something.
Yep. Nicholas
Pally,
Roy,
your favorite Devil.
And he had an assist on the opening goal in the outdoor game.
Yes, he did, which was a really awesome goal.
It was awesome.
Caleb Jones, Matthew Joseph, Ryan Shea, Connor Garland, Ethan Bear, Nico Mikkola. Kirill Kaprizov was in round 5. I forgot about that.
Wow. That was a good draft year. Real good draft here.
Troy Terry, round 5. Carl Vamelka. Rudolph Balsers. I mean, there's guys that are
jumped up.
John Marino, round 6.
If they do a redraft, all these guys are moving way up to the first and second round.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Friend of the
Andrew
podcast, John Marino.
Mangiapane, round 6.
Jeez.
Round 7, Adam Huska, who's Ranger goalie, who's probably going to be back up soon. Matt Roy, LA Kings. Joey Decord, we've seen him, right?
Traded ours to LA.
Yeah. Very impressive. That is quite a list. I mean, that around 2015. Yeah, that might rival 2003. Maybe even better than 2003.
You would hope for your sake.
Yeah. Well, we didn't take anybody, so I can't say that. Yeah, my guy stunk.
Would you really rather take Hugh Jessman over nobody?
Yes.
At least if you had,
I would.
At least if
knowing
you
what you know now,
nobody.
yes.
Yeah, nobody.
Yeah, because at least if you had no draft pick, you probably traded it for some kind of asset.
Yeah.
Instead of Hugh Jessman, Rangers' greatest draft pick ever.
Was 2015? Would that have been the trade for? Did we send you that pick for Marty St. Louis?
Oh, was that the McDonough St. Louis trade?
That might have been the St. Louis trade.
St. Louis
or the
Callahan?
St. Louis Callahan trade, yeah. That might have been.
Oh, maybe it was that one. Because then you traded that pick to the Islanders?
No, you did.
No, we traded to you, the first round pick to you, I thought.
No, we gave you our first round pick with Callahan.
Pick, and then that was traded. Yeah.
No, that was a terrible freaking trade for us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just like the
last I mean, we did go to the cup. We went to the cup final, but it's still.
I remember that.
Think
I was
about that.
I wanted Marty to win it.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. All right. Yeah, long show.
Not really. It's about normal.
Not really.
Yeah,
We're
not
only
really.
9 minutes over.
Yeah.
Oh, we started.
Green apple sugar sour. I'll give this one a 4.25. Pretty good. Good job.
Whoa.
9.5.
I replaced my beer with a Nightmare Koozie to have a little more respect for myself.
That is true.
Yingling Hershey Porter. I'll go 3.50. 3.5.
I knew it was in the threes.
Yeah,
Anchor Brew.
No way.
I should probably document when I give my beers, but the Anchor Brew is a
I think there's an app out there where you can do that.
Yeah, I know. I've heard about it. I know. I've gotten friend requests on that app.
Still waiting. Me and Shorts Guy aren't official friends yet until he accepts my request.
Yeah, I'm not official friends with him either. Steven's in Granada camp.
Camp Granada. Yep.
Hello, mother. Hello, father.
Hello, father.
Here I am at Camp Granada.
Camp Granada. All right, peace out.